Hey, this is Emily from the Wix Collective, and this morning I want to talk to you a little bit about the top 3 complaints that I hear most about Wix and the solutions to those problems. Well, let's get started. Number 1 is Wix is hard to use. And I totally agree because you see all of those advertisements about Wix, on YouTube. They're like, build your site in 5 minutes and have it launched and ready to go. That, I'm sorry, is not possible. Maybe, okay, a bad site you can have done in 5 to 10 minutes and have it up and running. You're not going to have good SEO. Your branding is going to be off. Your content's going to be weird. Your mobile's going to lag by. There's no way you can do that in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. People are crazy. You cannot do that. So that's a huge complaint. It's not necessarily easy because, and which leads me to my next point, is the Wix editor is hard to use. The Wix editor is incredible because it is the only software out there that I've ever tried where you can build a website on a website platform and have total creative control, which is why I love it. I started out as a website or a logo and print designer and marketing person. And so I want the creative freedom that Wix allows. Now, where people get hung up on that is if something can be anywhere, it'll be everywhere, right? So some people just don't have a grasp on how to make things structured correctly in the Wix editor. I think that if you had some instruction on where things need to be and what looks good and how to make it look good on mobile, then you would fall in love with Wix instantly. I know that because I've tried Squarespace and WordPress, and yeah, they're great, but it's so rigid. And I'm working with clients, and they're always asking me, "Can you just make this look a little bit more like our brand? Can you move this over here? Well, why can't you just move this over here?" And I'm like, because I do it, because I design a Wix, I can. So the free editor is what they call it, like a freestyle editor, where you can do anything you want in that editor and make your site look however you want to. So that is a hang up that people just don't understand. The editor is incredible. Number 3, Wix is slow. Okay, so what they mean by this is the editor is slow. It takes forever for the editor to open, and it takes forever for me to make changes. So let me just give you my 2 cents on that. I don't know everything, and obviously I'm not in control of internet speeds. So if you have terrible internet speeds, I understand. So I built my business on terrible internet speeds. We're talking 15 megabytes per second, and I paid like $65 to $75 for that. I upgraded from 10 to 15, okay? And it was terrible, terrible service. But here is what I found. When you open the Wix editor, it's really, really laggy. Do you know why? So I didn't know why. And then one day I was on the phone with Wix. They were helping me with the problem because they have amazing customer support. And I said, "I'm sorry, my internet is slow," even though at the time it really wasn't that slow. I upgraded internet, but then I moved. And he's like, "No," he said, "it takes a long time to open because Wix is one of the most secure website design platforms out there." I was like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, we have to make sure everything is perfectly secure on our end and on your end while the editor is loading." And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to complain about that then because I definitely want a secure site." Which goes to one of my top 3 reasons why I don't recommend WordPress to folks is because you have to manually go in and update all of your security settings. And WordPress has had several security breaches over the years. I've been with Wix for 9 years, never gotten a notification that there's been a security breach. So I love that because I design websites for other people and I want them to know that their information is secure. And I also want to know that my information is secure, right? Okay. Another thing I'll just point out, I love Mac. Okay. Mac is what I use. So I'd use Safari to design all the time. And Safari was super laggy and I was really frustrated. And I called Wix again. This was probably 2 years ago now at this point. And they said, "Hey, try using Google Chrome. It works the best with our system. And so we update our system for it every single time." So when they roll out new updates, it's for Google Chrome. So try using Google Chrome. It works a whole lot better. I have not run into any issues with it. It's been a little bit faster, not as glitchy. I will say every once in a while, if I have 26 tabs open on my Google Chrome, which can happen, or if I have Safari open in the background and, I have all these things open, sometimes Wix just can't get enough power to make those changes. So I find it helpful to just shut down everything else, work on your Wix website, take it seriously, give it all the RAM it needs, give it all the space it needs, give it all the internet it needs, and then make your changes, publish, try that. So those are the top 3 problems that people always come to me with Wix. And I'm sure there are other things out there that, I'd be happy to talk about. What are some questions that you have about Wix? I would love to answer them below. And if you're interested in building a Wix website, I would love to help you. If I could design everyone's sites, I totally would. But I came to the realization that I just don't have the time. And got a baby coming in like 2 months. And so I really just don't have the time, but I really love helping people. So I've created an online group membership program called the Wix Collective. And here I offer all the tutorials on how to do, setting up your website for success, how to make your website look professional. We start with branding and content, and then we move through anything else you might need to make a professional Wix website. I also offer one-on-one Boxer access to me. So if you have a question, pick up your phone and be like, hey, I am struggling with my site colors and my site theme, help. And I'll be like, oh, okay, here's this video, or I'll take a quick little tutorial on Boxer and send it to you. Another really useful thing is I'm going to be releasing tons of monthly trainings, updated. There's always stuff to learn about Wix and building a better site, okay? So I would be releasing trainings on that. There's, everybody needs something different with their site. And so I want to be really helpful to anyone for any kind of site that you need, okay? Also a site audit, hop on our live Q&A calls, get a site audit. I'll walk through your site and be like, hey, this looks good. Maybe tweak this a little bit. Have you thought about this before? So if you're looking for someone just to ask all your questions to, ask me. I would love to have you in the Wix Collective. The doors are opening soon as I record this video anyway. So join the wait list at thewixcollective.com.